Introduction. 1 minute. Hello and welcome to today's video. As we approach the 2024 US presidential election, the political landscape is heating up, with former President Donald Trump and current President Joe Biden taking center stage as the main contenders. In this video, we'll break down the key issues, the strategies behind each candidate's campaign, and the challenges that lie ahead. Whether you're following the election closely or just starting to dive into the political scene, we've got you covered. So, let's get into it. 1. Joe Biden's re-election campaign. 4 minutes. Joe Biden, the current President of the United States, is seeking a second term. He officially announced his candidacy for the 2024 election, and his campaign is largely built around continuing the work he started during his first term. Let's look at the core of his platform. 1. Economy and inflation. One of the main issues for Biden's campaign will be the economy, particularly how to deal with inflation and rising living costs. 1. While Biden's administration has overseen a strong recovery from the pandemic, the issue of inflation remains a sticking point for many Americans, especially as prices for everyday goods continue to climb. 2. Healthcare. Biden continues to advocate for expanding healthcare access. 2. His administration has worked on strengthening the Affordable Care Act, and his focus is on ensuring that all Americans have access to affordable healthcare. 3. Climate change. Biden has made climate change a top priority of his presidency, and he plans to continue with aggressive policies to combat global warming. 3. From promoting renewable energy to re-entering the Paris Climate Agreement, Biden's environmental agenda is central to his re-election bid. 4. Social issues. Biden's campaign will also focus heavily on social justice issues like racial equality, gender equality, and LGBTQ rights. 4. He has expressed strong support for pro-choice policies, and his administration has pushed forward with various initiatives aimed at supporting marginalized communities. But it's not all smooth sailing for Biden. His age is a point of concern for many, and some critics argue that his leadership lacks the energy needed for another 4 years. Additionally, there are growing concerns about the ongoing tensions in Ukraine and how the US will continue to support the war effort without overextending. 2. Donald Trump's comeback campaign. 5 minutes. Now let's turn to the other side of the political spectrum, Donald Trump. The former president, who served from 2017 to 2021, is seeking a return to the White House. He officially launched his campaign for 2024, and once again, he's playing the role of the outsider and the challenger to the status quo. 1. America First agenda. Trump's campaign slogan is expected to remain "Make America Great Again," and much of his platform centers on his America First policies. 1. He advocates for reducing immigration, bringing manufacturing jobs back to the US, and focusing on American interests first, especially in terms of trade and foreign policy. 2. Economic strategy. Trump's economic platform focuses on cutting taxes, especially for corporations and the wealthy, and reducing government regulations. 2. He's also pushing for more aggressive stances on trade, particularly with China, and promises to bring more jobs back to American soil. 3. Foreign policy. Trump's foreign policy vision is one of isolationism, preferring to focus on America's domestic issues rather than getting involved in international conflicts. 3. He has voiced skepticism over continued US involvement in Ukraine and NATO, and his America First foreign policy reflects a desire to reduce military engagements abroad. 4. Social issues and law and order. On social issues, Trump's stance is often seen as more conservative. 4. He's outspoken on topics like gun rights, law and order, and opposition to abortion rights. 4. He has also emphasized his tough on crime stance and how he believes the country should return to traditional values. Trump's campaign, however, is not without its challenges. He's facing several ongoing legal battles, including investigations into his role in the January 6th Capitol riots, his handling of classified documents, and other charges. While these could potentially harm his candidacy, Trump has maintained a strong base of support, particularly among Republican voters who see him as the best candidate to challenge Biden. 3. Key issues in the 2024 election. 6 minutes. Let's break down some of the major issues that will dominate the election cycle in 2024. 1. The economy. As we've seen, both candidates are focusing on the economy. 1. While Biden's camp emphasizes recovery from the pandemic and a push toward clean energy, Trump focuses on deregulation and bringing back American jobs. 1. The economic policies of both candidates will be crucial to voters, especially as inflation and wages continue to impact many families. 2. Healthcare. Healthcare remains one of the most important issues for voters, with Biden pushing for expanded coverage and Trump advocating for a more privatized system. 2. Biden's supporters argue that universal healthcare should be a right, while Trump's base prefers a system with fewer government regulations and more market competition. 3. Climate change and energy. Biden has set ambitious goals for reducing carbon emissions and transitioning to clean energy. 3. Trump, on the other hand, has been more skeptical of climate change policies, focusing on energy independence through the use of fossil fuels. 3. Climate change policies will play a significant role in how each candidate appeals to younger voters and environmentally conscious Americans. 4. Abortion and reproductive rights. Since the Supreme Court's decision to overturn Roe v. Wade in 2022, abortion has been a hot topic. 4. Biden supports abortion rights, whereas Trump's stance aligns with many Republicans who believe abortion should be heavily restricted. 4. This will be a critical issue for many voters in 2024. 5. Immigration and border security. Immigration continues to be a divisive issue. 5. Trump wants stricter immigration policies and the continuation of the border wall, while Biden advocates for a more compassionate approach, including a pathway to citizenship for undocumented immigrants. 6. Voting rights and election integrity. With concerns about election security still lingering from 2020, both candidates will likely focus on voting rights, election reform, and how to ensure a fair election. 6. Trump, who continues to claim that the 2020 election was stolen, will likely push for more restrictive voting laws, while Biden will advocate for expanded access to voting. 4. Key swing states. 3 minutes as we move closer to November 2024, all eyes will be on the key swing states that will determine the outcome of the election. States like Pennsylvania, Michigan, Wisconsin, Georgia, and Arizona are expected to play a pivotal role. These states have diverse populations and could go either way, so the campaigns will target these areas with heavy ad spending and public appearances. 5. The campaign trail ahead. 2 minutes as we get closer to Election Day, both Biden and Trump are likely to ramp up their campaigns. With debates, rallies, and ads, they will battle for the support of undecided voters, swing states, and their respective bases. It's going to be a highly charged and contentious race, and the outcome is still uncertain. Conclusion, 1 minute. So, there you have it, a breakdown of the key players, issues, and dynamics of the 2024 U.S. presidential election. With Joe Biden and Donald Trump leading their respective parties, the race will likely be one of the most closely watched in recent history. As we get closer to Election Day, the stakes will continue to rise, and we'll see how each candidate navigates the challenges ahead. Thanks for watching, and make sure to stay tuned for more updates on the election as it unfolds.